Holy hellfire, this thing is loud. Let's see. Yeah, everybody get in the room. Everybody get in the room. Let's see. I want to filter.
We matched.
The heck?
Oh my God.
Man, you're funny.
Yeah, I was not expecting that.
Me neither. I actually was glad I found it. I was like, holy crap, I actually
Yeah.
found it.
Yeah, this is my really old one from 2016. So the
Mine too.
the one on the shoulder, like my shoulder patch, is like wearing off and it's like coming apart.
See, I got mine here. I only wear it for special occasions. I wore this at the at Dragon Con 2017. That was hilarious because there's like there's wrestling fans down there in Atlanta, so they all know how to get the hand signs.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
boop boop.
Because like I have so many Bullet Club shirts. I have like probably 3 or 4 versions for the Young Bucks. I got a
Mm,
Cody one, I got Kenny, I got BC New York. So
nice.
I got a whole bunch of Bullet Club, but I barely wear the original.
Yeah,
There you go, boys.
and we're
Repping
gonna
Look at
old
this.
school.
old school to represent the JPW folks.
Hey
Hell
John, look
yeah.
at this. Me and him,
Oh yeah.
me and we match.
I just found it. All right, man. Too sweet
All
to
right.
you. I don't know if my mic was. Okay. All right, let's kick it off. This is going to be episode 1, man.
Yeah,
Sean,
the
take it
official
away.
debut.
All right. All right. Here's the intro. It's Thursday. You know what time it is. Time for the hottest new podcast on wrestling on the planet. Beyond the Barricade with your host, Dollar Bill, the cleaner, and the brain. Let's get started, gentlemen.
All right, let's get started indeed.
So
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
what do we got to talk about today?
All right.
What's our first topic?
We got a lot of AEW to talk about tonight. Got a
Yeah.
lot of
Yes.
AEW.
I caught
Had a
up with
lot of
this.
action last night.
I caught up with the show a little bit ago. So I saw the main event and I saw I saw the main event, saw the first match, skimmed through the rest because pretty much a lot of them were kind of like squashing fast matches. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's start off with the very beginning.
Okay.
The Young Bucks being taken away in ambulances.
Yep.
There's a lot of speculation on who that could be. Obviously one of the I guess you could say leading candidates, maybe in fact a returning CM Punk. That's just rumor and speculation right now. I've heard some other names as well, but yeah, it looks like CM Punk might be the leading candidate for who that might be.
Hmm.
I'm going to go a different route with that based on other things that I saw last night.
All right. What you
And
take?
I'm going Blackpool.
But that's a good point, especially since we've seen how I don't know what's lethal and how much Blackpool just changed. Like they just
Yeah,
got
How
really
heelish they've become.
yeah,
thank you the heelish.
and it's insane to think about for me because I always considered John Moxley like the top baby face of AEW. No matter what Kenny Omega does, no matter what the Young Bucks did, no matter what Cody did, no matter what anybody else did, to me, John Moxley was always the biggest baby face, their top star, and their ace. He was always in the main event of every single show as the baby face. And now I guess they're pursuing a heel John Moxley and a heel Claudio Castagnoli, which makes it, I guess, easier for me for another upcoming show
That's
that
right.
actually just finished right now. If for anybody AEW, Ring of Honor just ended. Their 2 hour show just ended today. So
Mm.
seeing Claudio is now a heel, I think makes it easier for his challenger at Supercard of Honor. But that's for a later time.
Right. It's a good
So
point, though.
let's move on. We got let's talk about tag teams. We got some heavy action in the tag team division right now.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that first match with the Guns and Top Flight.
Yes,
How's
that
it?
would
Oh,
a
Ass
lot of
Boys.
people could see that. Yes, the Ass Boys. A lot of people could see that as like a future AEW match, but obviously now it's for the tag team titles. And I'll be honest, I called it when Acclaim first dropped the titles to the Guns. I said they're only doing this just so that it could be a heel team for FTR to take the titles off of.
Oh, no doubt.
And coming out of Revolution, who came back? FTR.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see it either at a upcoming TNT special or TBS special, or maybe at Double or Nothing. We have
Mm.
FTR reclaim the AEW tag team titles.
You think they're gonna really reclaim it really claim it against the
Yeah,
guns?
yeah. Because they weren't going to do it against the Acclaim. You're not going to have two. I think Tony Khan didn't want to have two baby faces teams going after each other. I think it was easy for them to put it on the guns, a hated tag team, a heel tag team, so that
Mm-hmm.
babyface FTR could come back and win the gold,
Mm.
and without doing too much damage to the acclaimed. Because the acclaimed are still a very popular act right now.
Of course. Yeah, no
Yeah,
doubt.
and having, another babyface team, you could similarly, like, you could take a look at it when Lucha Brothers dropped the
Mm-hmm.
titles to uh Jurassic Express.
Yeah.
The match I was at, the first TBS Dynamite.
Oh
And
wow.
it was the main event, and it was the night that Ray Phoenix got hurt with the shoulder injury.
Yeah.
And like there was that element where you don't want to, like, because now you see like the Lucha Bros weren't really the same since like they do have, like, some high profile matches, but they haven't had the same steam since they were tag team champions, and that could be in fact losing to a, at the time, much more popular tag team in Jurassic Express. So I don't think Tony Khan wanted to see that happen again.
Babyface and babyfaces matches are very hard to pull off, to be quite honest.
Yeah, the few
Mhm.
times where it does happen and it goes to plan, it's like iconic matches.
Yeah.
Iconic matches.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what makes it difficult because you have two teams you're really cheering for, and you're trying to build a feud between them, but it's like who are you gonna cheer for?
Yeah, yeah.
You're always
Who
gonna
you,
have one's gonna be a heel, one's gonna be a babyface in a way. It's just how it
yeah.
goes.
Yeah. I mean, hell, we saw it somewhat at Full Gear when it was
Mm,
Moxley versus MJF,
yeah,
and the entire crowd was pulling for MJF, and you could see Moxley, the absolute pro that he is, saw that, and that's where you could start to see the wheels being put in motion for a heel Moxley, because he was
yeah,
very heelish that night.
definitely. All right, John, your opinion, your take on this. Your
Yo,
mic's off.
yeah, your mic's muted.
Try again. Your
Yeah,
mic's
there we go.
muted. There you go.
Better?
Yep.
Okay. Leaned on the button. Sorry about that. Um, Having FTR come back at Revolution and lay an absolute beat down on the guns absolutely solidifies the heel babyface personas for these two teams. I mean, they're already solidified, but this just sets it in stone.
Hmm.
I mean, yes, FDR could end up as a heel team at times. They could be a little heelish at times when they have to be.
Of course.
But for the most part, they are a face team.
Yeah, you could
They're a
especially,
baby face.
especially now, you could see that they're very over with the crowd. Whether
Yeah,
it was with Ring of Honor or it was on AEW, even in New Japan and some of the other places that they competed in, very over as a babyface tag team.
yeah.
Yes, definitely.
They're doing so much better now than they were in WWE.
Yes,
They're
yes,
being used so much more effectively in AEW than they were in
yes.
WWE, without a
Definitely,
doubt.
without a doubt.
But then again, when FTR was in WWE, look who was in charge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Enough said there. Don't even have to mention any
yeah,
names. Just leave it at that.
yeah.
Don't need to mention names. We all got it. We all got the
Yeah.
point.
Okay. Again, another little tidbit on AEW. Adam Cole, baby. He's
His
back.
return.
Yes,
What was it,
and
9 months?
Nine
yeah, for
months he's
nine
been on the
months,
shelf with a concussion.
Yep.
very
Right
serious
away.
one.
Yeah. Now, he comes out and he starts his promo about coming back and everything, and he gets interrupted
Mm,
by JAS member Daniel Garcia.
It's very
Who
peculiar for me. Like
Out of
I was
nowhere.
not expecting it, yeah, to be Daniel Garcia,
I was like,
and that's
I'm
gonna
actually
be.
glad it was him.
Hey, you know what? It's a good matchup for
yeah.
a return match, and
Very
it's
good matchup.
you can play the history of one of the greatest PWG champions of all time taking on the current PWG world champion in
Mhm.
Daniel
Yeah.
Garcia.
Right. Now, they're going through their whole motions with the promo,
Mm-hmm.
and Daniel Garcia gets so heated, he screwed up.
Like
He
21
was able to
He's
save
seconds.
him. He was able to catch
he's
himself.
he caught himself, but not before he
Yeah,
got 90% of the statement out, which
yeah.
I am loving. And the only thing that would have made it better is if the crowd started, "You effed up."
Well,
Yeah.
they should have. Did they chant? I don't
They
remember,
They
chanted
did
but
it.
not.
No,
you are a
They
not in
did
that
not.
wrestler.
one. They chanted in other matches, just not this one.
Well, did
They
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 chant for
don't.
like "You're a wrestler, you're a wrestler"?
No, they
No,
should
No.
have.
they didn't
Okay.
make
But
Yeah,
any
that's what they should have
chance.
chanted.
though Cole was quick to catch on to that, which made it beautifully done in the
Yeah.
Yes.
promo.
Oh, but Adam Cole is his consummate professional.
Yes.
He'll take a mistake that you make and turn you inside out with it,
Yes.
And that's why he's great in the mic.
which he so perfectly did in this promo with Daniel Garcia, to the point where Daniel Garcia could not even look him in the face. He
Yes.
was he was looking down at the ground like he was being a child scolded by his parents, and it
Dan-
was beautiful.
yes. And Daniel Garcia, I wish he would have had a longer run with that pure title, man, because like when you think of Ring of Honor pure champions, there's very few that could come up to the technical style of Daniel Garcia.
I want. Yeah, I gotta add to that though. Is like the thing when Cole called on that mistake, you knew Daniel's mind was just like, oh man, I can't think of the rest of the
Yeah.
script, like what I meant, like was gonna say, because Cole was
Yeah.
calling on, and it's kind of like it will mess him up in the ring a little bit more. I mean, I could see. I know Garcia has a good history, but wow, get your confidence
They
shaken up.
could use it to their advantage next week at their matchup.
Yeah, especially Jericho calling him out on that. It's like, what are you gonna say,
Yeah.
pro wrestler? It's like,
I was actually expecting a little vignette of the JAS and Jericho going up and down him over that.
You'll probably see it on
mm,
Rampage. They might
yeah,
shoot it for
I
Rampage.
I
it's a
wouldn't doubt it.
possibility. Save it for
I
Rampage.
wouldn't doubt it. So
Yeah, more matches and
main event.
yes, my first time seeing El Hijo.
I've gotten
Oh
to
my
see highlights of
God.
him. I've never watched the full match, but I've gotten to see highlights from him in AAA. And I hearing, everything coming out of, Mexico, he is their biggest star right now. The same way Kazuchika Okada is for Japan. Same way you could probably say Roman Reigns is here in the United States. The biggest guy, the guy in Mexico is El Hijo del Vikingo. And
And
I'm glad he's finally had this like exposure to the United States.
agreed. And it's for the first time we're seeing him. I'll be quite honest, I was a little bit not put off. I was kind of like interested because his music, his entrance was very slow paced. You don't get too many guys doing like a slower fantasy type build with that. Like it's more, everybody's like
Especially,
rock, rocking
yeah,
like that. But
Hmm.
his was like that slow build. It was just like, okay. And his outfit, I know it's gonna sound bad for some people. Don't It's a compliment for me, but he reminded me of a waterbender from Avatar, the anime series, which
yeah,
so I was thinking, but whatever he moved, I was thinking this guy's more like an airbender than a waterbender.
yeah, no, yeah, especially like those top guys down in Mexico, they
Oh
could
yeah.
move. And I know people, especially up here in the United States, don't like the flips that come with Lucha Libre, but like the way he has it down pat, like you could see why he's so popular down in Mexico.
Oh,
Because
definitely.
he was, as if you noticed when he was coming in, he did have that AAA Mega World Championship, which
Yeah,
is often regarded seen as the top belt down in Mexico.
And
definitely.
one thing to add also during this match, I know this, so maybe I might be wrong. So, but the whole pace was great, but it reminded me more like Hijo was the one who was showcasing what he could do to the American audience, and you had Kenny kind of playing more of taking the bumps and bruises and whatnot, kind of like acting like working with him, so letting El Hijo shine for the audience that that's not familiar with him, but yet he still looked good in the end, even with the win.
Yeah,
And
that's the big thing with especially a lot of guys today, not just Kenny, but a lot of the top stars today will help showcase some talent that either is looking for that big main event push or some talent that people may not know. And that's the difference between today and back then. Back then,
Mhm.
like like in the 90s, maybe even early 2000s, this would have been a squash match.
Yeah.
It would have been
Oh,
in the middle of the card on a squash match. But, now the wrestling business has changed so much. There is a lot more working together and teamwork today. So that's why you could see that Vikingo is definitely within the next 5 years, probably going to be a bigger star than Penta would have been. Because
oh,
Penta, you remember when he first came to the United States, was huge. He took Impact by storm. He took Lucha Underground by storm. And now we see he's taken AEW, especially in that tag team division, by storm. And I think Vikingo, especially coming in alone, could definitely make some headways here in the United States.
no doubt. Let's hope so. I wish the
Yeah.
best for him.
Some of the moves that I saw them perform in that match, I just had Jim Ross blowing through my mind. As God is my witness, he's broken in half,
Yeah.
especially that table shot.
Yes,
Oh,
like I call it a cannonball to the table shot when I made my notes. I was like,
Yeah.
that's a cannonball. Boom. I don't care
Oh,
when you say
yeah, that
12,
was
15, say no, that's a cannonball.
can I be honest? I was hearing Don West and Mike Tenay,
Mhm.
that early fucking
yes.
TNA, and just hearing that, oh my God, and then just Don West just going and doing his thing.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Or like even oh gosh, back in the ECW, like
Joey Styles.
I'm thinking of him just screaming right there
Yep.
too. And also what first got me really going was that very first part where he did that corner hurricane into a powerbomb type thing. I was like, wait,
Yes.
Yeah.
what? I had to rewind it
Yeah.
and like look at it back twice. Something like I'm trying to calculate the logic of how that move worked.
Yeah. I tell you what, man, those guys in Mexico, like people say, yeah, oh, it's flippy stuff. Man, they know exactly what they're doing and they know what's good.
Yeah, and he
And
didn't. I
my
mean,
God.
And some of those guys, with how fast they are and how powerful they are
Yeah.
in just their speed,
mm,
scares the living hell out of me.
oh gosh,
Yes.
yes, yeah, no
And
doubt.
having seen these guys up close and personal, watching them in some of the matches that I've gone to and
Mhm.
worked at. And
Mm.
Vinny will tell you because he's been there for a few of them.
Yeah.
They're scary. They're
Oh yeah,
They're
scary
very
quick.
scary.
no
Yeah.
doubt, no doubt. Even when I met them, it was like whoa, seeing them
Yeah.
or even getting crashed by a couple of them a few times.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
Like
remember seeing it was Aerostar. It was at a Jersey All Pro show. It was Aerostar and Jalistica, I think it was. And man, they were just pulling. They were in a tag team match. I forget against who. They were just some of the like Aerostar. The stuff that I've seen him do, especially at Triple Mania.
mm,
My God, he has like sometimes you feel like he has like no care for his body with some of the flips that he's able to do. It's insane.
Yeah.
Lucha is very underrated. I'll say it
Very
straight up.
underrated.
I will say it straight out. Like matches like this tonight, like with El Hijo, just shows that there's a lot of good potential in there. And I know some people say just they always will quote Mysterio, like, yeah, Mysterio's great and fantastic. No, nobody's ever gonna take that away from him.
Yeah.
But like, there's other guys that basically will build on that and still make it as good and still make it look fantastic. And
Yeah.
not even like out of fake fantasy. Like even though it's flippy, if you notice, he didn't go all overboard flipping and make the whole match
Yeah.
look like a flip fest. He knew when to
Yeah.
make a flip. He knew when to attack, and he knew how to use his speed to his advantage.
Yes.
That's a good pace when you in a good pace match, because then it's not just showmanship of a flip. It's okay. We got to run here. We got to flip here, but then we're gonna do like a couple of hits. Take a few damp bumps here and there.
He started the match with a tope suicida.
Right. I
And
was not
then
expecting
and
that.
then the full on dive over the top rope.
Yep. but I was not expecting him to start off that way because I thought this was gonna be like a legit, just a regular dream match. I did not expect him just to start charging with at full speed. Like, whoa, there's some really crazy stuff.
That's the way to start a match with
Yep.
something you don't expect.
Yeah, definitely. That was not expected.
So,
Yeah. Oh,
all right,
and
go ahead.
one last
Well,
thing. So two X. First off, sometimes with the way Kenny does his one wing
one
angel,
winged angel.
I sometimes I'm a little scared sometimes because it seems like he loses the grip. Like I saw he almost lost the grip on El Hijo, like he was almost going sideways, like when he
Yeah,
slammed it. Like it looked like he
Yeah,
lost his grip with that. But then you notice at the end, he saw the hand squeeze.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
So
Like I think that
the
was
Gibby.
I think that
yeah,
was the
that's what.
side of where he had the shoulder hurt injury last year or a couple years ago.
Oh, that's
You
right.
also got to
So
remember with that Hurricane Rana power bomb out of the corner off the
I could,
ropes, he landed on his head.
Yeah, so that could make it a little more difficult.
yeah. And usually, you like I've noticed watching so many Kenny matches now, you could tell when he's going to hit the one wing angel and when somebody's going to come out.
Mm.
So like once you see him pull that, like I've noticed that once you see him go for that head to protect the head, he's most likely going to hit it.
Oh yeah. Oh definitely. All right,
All right,
let's move on.
it was a good. I loved how after the match was over, when before he had his hand raised, Kenny Omega tapped him on the chest, said as
Yes,
a way of saying good job.
Hmm.
yes, and I loved how commentary noticed that too.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
excellent show of respect.
Showmanship, proper
Yep.
sportsmanship, and proper respect.
Then all hell breaks loose again.
Yep, I saw
Yep.
that. I was like, what?
Blackpool Combat Club comes down, starts attacking Kenny. Then you hear the siren. The ambulance comes back with Adam Cole in the driver's seat,
Wait,
carrying a bat of 2x4 with nails in it.
wait, and I thought it was Paige.
Yeah, that's right. Hangman Adam Page. I'm sorry.
Yep.
It's all right because I saw, because I remember the intro and it was like, yeah, he went
Yeah,
back to
he
his
left
old
to the
one.
hospital with them, and
Yeah.
then he stole the ambulance and came back.
So I saw a video on Twitter. Somebody pointed it out. The way they ran that angle, like when Hangman was coming out, and when he hit the ring, and then BCC, got out the way. Somebody compared that to when Kota Ibushi saved Kenny Omega in 2018 with New
Hmm.
Japan,
Oh
and when
wow.
he was getting attacked by Cody, Hangman, and somebody else, I forget who. I think it was Chase
Hmm.
Owens, and it was like a spitting image, the same thing. It's so
Mhm.
you could see like sometimes when they sometimes recycle stuff, nobody notices,
Yeah.
Well,
and it
sometimes it
was.
works.
I do actually have some breaking news for you.
Shoot, go for it.
Speaking about El Hijo de Vikingo,
Mm-hmm.
Tony Khan has literally just announced
Yep.
that at Super Court of Honor,
Mm.
he will defend the AAA Mega Championship versus Commander.
Mm.
Nice.
So we're
That's
gonna
gonna be a
have
sick match.
yes,
His
and
name's
I'm gonna be honest, I can't remember the last time I've seen AAA guys at a Ring of Honor show because if you follow Ring of Honor over the last decade, they've had a much better relationship with CMLL.
yeah.
So now to
Yeah.
see AAA, especially the AAA Mega Championship being defended at an ROH show, things are cooking for Supercard of
Yeah.
Honor.
Yeah, I gotta catch up on it. You said
All right.
Commander?
Yes,
Yeah.
Commander.
I gotta look him up.
I believe he is a AAA mainstay.
Okay, yeah. All right.
I got a good one for you.
Shoot.
Every year now, that last few years, they've done the collective. GCW, Game Changer Wrestling, has run the
Yes,
collective.
Okay.
Vinny and I know that very well from the few years ago when it was in Jersey City when WrestleMania was at the Meadowlands.
yes, that's my favorite. My favorite outside of Supercard of Honor, it's my favorite like thing to watch because there's so many good events that weekend, especially
Well,
with the collective.
one of our friends, one of our good friends,
Mhm.
Joey Janela, the bad boy,
Oh, I'm so excited for him.
just announced his match at the collective.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's one of I forget which show,
He
but
he
yeah,
is
I know which
fighting
one you're talking about.
Kota Ibushi.
damn,
Which
that's
is
gonna
I'm
be
so happy for him.
that's gonna be
So am
I'm
I.
good
so
card.
That's
happy
gonna
for
be
Joey.
so. I'm so happy that he's gonna fight Kota. That's
Coda,
gonna
yeah.
be an insane match.
I think this is actually Coda's first match since his injury in New Japan. I think it was
Yeah,
Okay.
since he fell injured to the in the New Japan Cup. So this is going to be his first match back, and to have it for against Joey Janela, I'm so happy for Joey. So happy.
it's
Saying that.
gonna be insane.
So when's GCW? This card, this country?
WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah, they
Okay.
have various shows throughout the weekend. Some that they're promoting themselves and some that they're co-promoting with other companies. Like I know they're helping out with not Pro Wrestling Noah, but DDT Pro.
Okay.
They're helping DDT Pro run an American show.
Mm.
I'm gonna pull up their schedule here.
Yeah, because I'd like to, make it like an announce, if announce where they can catch it, when it's gonna be,
Well, it's all out in LA with WrestleMania weekend.
Okay, so so
Yeah,
GCW will be in LA on that weekend. That's Saturday or Sunday?
Yes,
Oh, Saturday. Okay.
it's
all
gonna be
3 days.
Thursday,
Ah,
Friday, and Saturday because there's gonna be various shows. Like there's one called Effie's Big Gay Brunch, which is a LGBTQ centered show.
oh,
There's
sweet.
one for called For the Culture, which is a African American
Hmm,
culture type show.
nice.
Um, they also have, like I said, yeah, the co-promoting show um with DDT.
Hmm.
Let's see what else do they have. I'm trying to find their full.
I gotta tell you that when I did that weekend, it was one of the best weekends I've ever had in my wrestling life.
L
Yes.
LA is gonna have some really good wrestling days.
Oh yeah,
Give them
no
credit for
doubt,
that. No doubt.
no doubt. But
So
that was one of my best wrestling experiences ever.
yeah,
I
and
met
so
guys over the years, but I have never met as many as I did that night,
yes.
that weekend.
So everybody out in LA, where in LA, by the way?
It's at the Ukrainian Culture Center.
Everybody out in LA Ukrainian Culture Center. That WrestleMania weekend, Thursday to
Yep.
Saturday. Go check him out. You won't be
Thursday,
disappointed.
Friday, Saturday, and even Sunday.
Oh, Sunday too.
So Thursday they're running Santino's. So it's not just GCW, but
Hmm.
it's a whole bunch of promotions. So one promotion is Santino Bros Wrestling.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
Santino Marella, his company, is going to be doing an 11 a.m. show. Then my favorite show of the weekend, Josh Barnett's Bloodsport,
Oh yeah,
which is
Nice.
a
always loved the
yeah
blood sport.
catch wrestling style show. To me,
Good.
it's the best show.
No
Oh,
ropes.
No
I
ropes,
like
yeah.
catch wrestling. That's fun to watch.
So 8 o'clock is
Hmm.
DDT Pro. They're doing their own show
Gotcha.
on Thursday, and then midnight is for the culture. So Friday is Jimmy Lloyd. He's doing a show under the
Mhm.
GCW banner. Then they got DDT versus GCW at 3 o'clock. 8 o'clock is Joey Janela Spring Break 7, and then 11:59 is Emo Fight.
Hmm.
Um, 11 a.m. on Saturday they have Effie's Big Gay Brunch LA. And then at 9 o'clock, they're gonna have Gringo Loco's World on Lucha. And
Wow.
then Sunday at noon, they're going to have the Indie Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Nice.
Oh, sweet.
Yes, and I believe we have Mike Modest,
Hmm.
Christopher Daniels, Sheila and
Good.
Melissa, and
Mm,
Jimmy Jacobs as the four announced inductees.
Excellent
sweet.
for Chris and Jimmy.
Yes,
Much.
Two excellent guys.
yes,
Two
Oh,
of the
and
yeah.
best guys
especially
we've ever seen in the ring.
Oh, yeah.
yes,
I've
and
seen Daniels a
especially
lot.
Julian and Melissa as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Give her props.
She's been an icon of female independent wrestling over the
Hmm.
last 2 decades. So I'm glad she's getting her props too.
You know who I'd
Yeah.
love to see eventually get inducted into the Hall of Fame?
Ooh.
Independent or WWE?
Independent.
By the
Independent.
way, before we go any further, where exactly is the Independent Wrestling Hall of Fame?
It's a GCW thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's run by GCW. So there's no
There's no
there's
building. Just
yeah,
it's
there's
like
no
the
building.
WWE Hall of Fame. It's just
Yeah.
Oh,
there.
okay.
Yeah, it's just announcements, like or inductees. And
Someone we all know very well from our days at Jersey All Pro.
Shoot.
it's
Sarah.
Mm.
Sarah Del
yes,
Rey.
absolutely deserves a spot. There's so many you could I can name.
I'll give you another one that could be an easy inductee. Sumi.
Oh,
Mm.
uh,
Sumi Sakai.
Ah, yes.
I felt like she was. I guess not. Maybe not that first class, but yeah. She's someone I'd love to see go in. There's so many, so many. Delirious would be one.
Delirious.
Is he a booker
Uh,
now?
he was so before Tony Khan bought Ring of Honor, he was the booker for Ring of Honor under Sinclair Broadcasting.
Okay. Hmm.
Now he's a booker, and I think he still wrestles. He works at MLW.
Yeah,
Nice.
he's gotten some bookings with MLW. He's gotten some bookings also with Maryland Championship Wrestling.
Mm.
So yeah, he's still on the game.
Just listening to him on the mic is just hilarious
It is.
Holy
because you
mouse.
can never understand a word he said, but you understood everything he meant.
It's kind of like Animal from the Muppets.
But see, the thing is, you could understand animals sometimes.
One
He was
Yeah,
more
somehow.
you
like the
can.
Tasmanian devil.
Ah, better, better. Actually, he wrestled like a Tasmanian devil. What are we talking about?
Exactly.
You know what was one of my funny I share sometimes in our personal chat
Hmm.
like videos of like independent wrestling recently. And
Yeah.
one of them had a interview that they were doing, I guess, for a press conference with Delirious, and somebody had asked him about like a video game. He's like, "Oh, the Ten Dogs." He is like sometimes when he's just just oh my God.
When he's on his game,
Yeah.
there's nobody better.
It
Nope.
reminds me of El Generico trying to speak broken Spanish, even though he's a French Canadian.
Yeah.
And like sometimes you'd see him, like especially with Ring of Honor in those right before they were purchased by Sinclair, he'd be sitting down with Kevin Steen and he'd be trying to speak broken Spanish. Meanwhile, he's wearing a Montreal Canadiens jersey or shirt. So it completely breaks the character.
Absolutely.
They didn't care. We don't care.
But you know what? That's what made the character more believable.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
You
why
know,
it's a
But then you put
generico.
oh my God.
you got a lucha wrestler who likes a Canadian hockey team.
Yeah.
It's
And
like,
have you seen that?
okay.
Did you see the video I sent of the promo of it's the infamous promo where Cole Cabana is trying to feed him lines and he goes, I eat children. It's
I've seen that one. Oh my God, that was
PWG.
hilarious.
We got some good lines now.
PWG in those early 2000s, man. They had some of the funniest stuff. It was hilarious.
It's a good thing about indie wrestling. It's like you can take more risks and more chances. You can just do it. I
Yeah.
mean, I know all the times people sometimes complain about it between indie and professional. It's like saying somebody in like you'll hear a lot of people say, "Oh, that indie west like that indie stuff, that indie crap, or the indie
Yeah.
darlings." You hear that a lot, but sometimes that's where some of the best ideas come from, and then they get
Yeah.
promoted to the higher stuff.
Yeah,
You know,
it's some all you need to do is just sometimes look at the indies, see what works, and then most likely it's going to work on the bigger stages. Look at what happened with ECW. They
Mm.
were being edgy before it happened in WCW or in WWF.
ECW reminded me of a bar fight gone wrong.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then you would see like you had ECW who was doing it right, and then you had companies like XPW who were not doing it right.
Let's not go into XPW.
Yeah, let's let sleeping dogs lie because
Well, no,
Yeah.
they're back, so they're not sleeping anymore.
What?
they're still
Yeah,
sleeping. They're still sleeping.
they're
Let's
running
let's
shows in Newark. I don't know if it's any good.
I'm not sure the same. Is it the same promoters or?
since
I've
since
heard
you
it
haven't
is.
seen much
Oh shoot,
in the way of advertising for them, probably not.
I
probably
see it
not.
in a Facebook promoted thing every now and then sometimes I'll see like I know Schlack is their world champion, I think. I mean, I
Wow.
love
All right,
Schlack. Don't get me
maybe they
wrong.
have a little bit more legitimacy with Schlack as their champion,
Yeah,
but
but they booked
we'll
Drake
see.
Younger, so I'm like, no, I'm staying
Mm,
away.
yeah.
Yeah, no. Bye-bye.
Bye,
Yeah.
indeed. All right. Let's start
Uh,
winding things down a little bit.
Yeah.
Getting down to the wire. So,
Who do
uh,
you guys who do you guys think is gonna induct Andy Kaufman into the
Probably
WWE
Jerry
Hall of Fame?
Lawler. There's no
if,
one I could see.
If he's well enough to do it.
yeah.
Because you
Oh
gotta
yes,
remember
I
he's
forgot. Yeah, he had
recovering
that
from the
episode.
stroke.
Yeah, I
He's
forgot.
home. He's home in Memphis, but he's still recovering.
I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
But he's
Yeah.
doing well. He's doing well. So don't see any reason why he shouldn't be able to travel to Los Angeles, do the induction, and then just travel home. He's not
They
going to be able
could
to do the he's not going to be able to do the pre-shows.
No, you can't.
they could shoot a video of it because it'd be the same thing that what they did with Liger a couple years ago.
I
Which
I could agree with that.
I still can't believe he's in the WWE Hall of Fame. And now they're inducting Muda, who's never even the only time he's ever seen on WWE television is going back to his WCW stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So to
Which
see him being inducted is insane. And I saw that Noah made a posting that when he goes over, they're gonna also bring over. I guess they just like show him around and like to help him out, but they're also bringing over their world champion, Kitayama.
Nice.
So yeah,
nice.
he's gonna be with Muda. So he might be there for the induction. Like he might be inducting him.
That'd be a good
Oh.
one.
Yeah.
But I could also see Sting inducting Muda.
No, I
No,
can't.
I
You know?
really can't.
As long as he's in AEW, no.
True.
Yeah, they're not gonna breach.
Remember, the WWE, AEW doesn't exist.
After that promo with Roman, I don't know.
Well, I'm talking about from a corporate standpoint,
Oh, that's different.
because like
Corporate.
especially
Yeah.
like you look at when Cody came back, you hear the commentary. They made it sound like he was like sleeping for 6 years
Yeah.
before he made his comeback. So on a corporate level, AEW doesn't exist.
Yeah, I just want to
There's
keep it that way.
there's no such thing as professional wrestling or sports and entertainment outside of WWE on a
Don't tell,
corporate level.
don't tell the JAS.
Well, they're not WWE.
That's true.
That's the point.
With getting back to why Muda is now being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, it all goes back to the same concept. Who was in charge before? Who is in
Versus,
charge
yeah,
now?
Now,
yeah,
amen to that.
The person who is in charge now sees the value of working with other companies,
yeah. Hopefully,
sees the
hopefully.
value of honoring members
Yeah,
of other companies who have made an impact on the wrestling business.
yeah. See, that's the difference between having a professional wrestler and somebody who's actually worked in the business in like from a worker standpoint,
Yeah.
running the company versus somebody who's always been a promoter and who's always just seen it as a show.
Yeah, and done the wrestling as a half-ass thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is sad.
But then again, also running as a promoter did get it off the ground instead of just staying stuck on TV late nights and
He
got
was
something going.
he was a good promoter. Don't get me wrong, but in terms of a wrestling booker,
No.
I don't think he's that good. I don't
No.
think
No,
he's
not
good.
at all. Not
No.
at all.
Oh,
Like if he's making a car crash television show, yeah, that works. And remember, WWE's biggest time was when wrestling as a whole was big. We had two major companies here in the United States that
Mhm.
were neck and neck.
mm-hmm.
So to see
Both
that
ways.
every night, every Monday, like wrestling was dominating the TV waves, and it still
Yes,
does
it was.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now we have wrestling every day of the week.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it usually those major shows on TV are always in the top 5, top 10,
Yes, indeed.
most of the time,
Indeed.
number 1
Yes.
in their ratings.
Hey.
All right,
And
gentlemen, this is
we
going to
had-
be the it.
yep.
So
So closing thoughts. Thank you.
Closing
I think we've
thoughts:
had our
watch
I think we've had our
AEW and
closing.
ROH.
All right. So
And if you have time, check out some WWE.
all
All
right.
right,
Don't.
all right, gentlemen. Too sweet.
Too sweet.
See you next
Too
week.
sweet.
All right.
All right, good show.
Second.
Take care, guys.
Yes, take care.